Okay, we're back to day 22 of our 30 days on raw vegan food. I'm Kurt, and this is Your Health Your Way. Tonight I'm going to be talking with Lisa about hypnotherapy and meditation, which can be scary words to a lot of people. We often learn to think of hypnosis and meditation as verbs associated with a monastic life, or even sometimes a supervillain who's attempting to sway us, or a victim to his or her bidding. But before we go there, Lisa, how was your day?
I did a lot of cooked food today because it's the weekend and I could feel it taxing my adrenals. I got really tired this afternoon because of the sugar and the caffeine and the chocolate. So I feel so much better when I'm doing raw during the week. I mean, doing the cooked food is definitely just an emotional thing for sure, or a habit. But I started out with the juice this morning though, and I was really glad about that. And one thing I noticed that just hit me today is that before starting the 30-day raw vegan food plan, I had been having pain in my teeth in a couple of places, and I was a little concerned because my teeth are, knock on wood, pretty well. Mm-hmm. So I realized that it was probably letting go of the sugar for the most part that helped my teeth to stop hurting. And I realized like today that, I haven't felt that pain. So I was glad about that. So that's one cool thing about raw vegan food.
Yeah, that is good. That's a nice success.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right. One of the things that I want to do with these video logs is kind of keep track of my diet as I'm going along. And I forgot to mention last night that Lisa made me a wonderful big salad. It was out of this world that helped fill me up and kind of kept me from, I was kind of craving some comfort foods then, and that salad really carried me through. So that was a big help. Today I started with a smoothie, and then Lisa made some juice, and I had some of that. Throughout the rest of the day, I kind of snacked a lot on raw vegan gourmet snacks, if you will. I had some dehydrated red bell pepper chips with a raw vegan taco dip, and the taco dip is made with cashews. And I had a bunch of these raw vegan fruit bars, I guess they are, that have ground up nuts in them as well. And I had a bag of cilantro flavored raw pistachios. So a lot of nuts. And we've talked about before, nuts can be kind of rough on the digestion. And those raw vegan gourmet foods are a little pricey. So I'm sure tomorrow I'm going to be feeling it in my digestion a little bit. But I guess I roll on and I learn, and I'm still at 100% raw vegan.
Raw.
And yeah, if I can, if I have to stumble a little bit towards nut-based snacks to stay on track, I guess I'll take that. So
better than the alternatives that
it absolutely is.
We're doing.
And I'm feeling good. And the nice thing, even if I'm eating raw vegan gourmet foods, when I get full, my body knows to stop. Whereas when you're eating a lot of the processed comfort foods, there are chemicals in there that sort of trick you into thinking you can just keep on going. And I don't have that extreme discomfort after overeating anymore, like I did when I was eating restaurant and comfort foods regularly.
It's a good thing.
So even though I'm eating snacks that they're a lot better than processed food snacks, but they're not as good as fruits and vegetables necessarily. At least my body knows when it's enough. And I can stop.
Yeah.
So
that's a good thing.
So that's definitely a big plus. Now I want to get to our subject today, and I want to define a little bit about what we mean by hypnosis and meditation. And I'm going to start by saying the way I see it, there are various levels of connection to consciousness. And I think at the basic level, or the most basic level would be prayer to me. And to me, prayer is the act of asking for asking for something or beseeching blessings from a god or from gods or from consciousness or however you want to label that or look at it. And the next step to me would be meditation, where we clear our minds or we focus on a specific thought and block out other thoughts in order to open ourselves to receiving from consciousness, or receiving from God, or receiving from our gods, or receiving from the earth, or whatever it is that we're meditating on. Goals that we want to achieve, or answers that we may be seeking, or just generally receiving, that kind of consciousness that connects us. So then we get into hypnosis, which really is kind of another form of meditation, but it allows us to open ourselves to suggestions, maybe sometimes from an outside source, to achieve certain goals or to do certain things that maybe we're stuck on. So that's kind of where we're going with this now. Now, Lisa, you're a certified hypnotherapist and used to practice hypnotherapy. So I'll let you talk a little bit further about it, but many of us, might imagine hypnosis as something from an old movie where a mysterious person in a robe or a cape dangles a watch or a pendulum in front of somebody's eyes, and the helpless subject then falls under the spell of the hypnotist, and so on and so forth. I'll let you take it from there.
Oh yeah, that is the common stereotype. But hypnosis is actually, you're not under a spell in hypnosis. It's actually a relaxed state of focused attention and heightened awareness that we achieve. We achieve this every day. And it's a level between wakefulness and sleep. It's a level where our brainwave frequencies are going faster than when we're awake, or slower than when we're awake, but a little faster than when we're asleep. So it's that state in between. And in that state, our subconscious mind becomes more open to accepting suggestions.
Okay. Now, what happens in a hypnotherapy session?
Well, hypnosis is that state. Hypnotherapy is what is done in that state to help a person achieve their goals. So a person sees a hypnotherapist, and the hypnotherapist would guide the client into that relaxed state and then give the client suggestions depending on what they discussed previously as a goal for that session.
Now, how would hypnosis or meditation help us improve our health? Because that's a lot of what we're talking about is your health, your way. So,
in many ways, very basic stress management. I mean, it can help you to take the edge off. It can help you relax during the day. And it has physical effects as well. It can bring your blood pressure down, your breathing rate down, your heart rate down, calms your digestive system. It can also help you to lose weight. So if you have mental blocks, if you have past trauma, anything that's been limiting you from being able to lose weight or stay on a path that will help you lose weight, it can help with that too. Stopping smoking is the one that I think most commonly is associated with hypnotherapy.
Sure.
And what's important is that you want to quit for yourself, not because someone else wants to send you. I used to get clients that would come and say, yeah, my wife wants me to quit smoking. And it's like, they're going to come and just so they could shut their spouse up, basically, and say, see, it didn't work. So it's really important that, that you want to do it yourself. And it can help you release your past, like past traumas and past fears, and help you achieve the goals that you might have. And there are many other benefits, like increasing your self-esteem and self-confidence. So let's say you want to reduce anxiety when you go take a test, or you're afraid of doing public speaking, so it can help you relax so that you have a more successful speech. It can help you with childbirthing. A lot of these techniques are used in Lamaze classes. It can help you with motivation, with improving sports performance, because it uses a lot of visualization. And a lot of sports trainers already use visualization. This just helps you to visualize when you're in that more susceptible state, where you have more heightened concentration. What else? Past life regressions. If you are interested or believe in that, it can help you to tap into past lives and past experiences.
Okay. Now,
lots of neat things.
Oftentimes we will associate hypnosis with stage performances, for example,
yes.
Where we witness other people or other people see us go and do silly things in public.
Mm-hmm.
Can hypnosis make us do things that we wouldn't normally do?
Well, there's a reason that what you're talking about are stage shows or
Right.
stage hypnotists. So with these, and I just saw one of those a couple of years ago when I was at one of the music events in the town here. In that setting, the hypnotist goes on stage, and people usually know that this hypnotist is going to be there. So he or she will grab different people from the audience who are, first of all, volunteers. Nobody's forced into this, so people have to be willing participants. Usually they're people that have a more outgoing personality or that are not going to be shy in a crowd. Although that does vary. And then what the hypnotist will do is to give those people suggestions and see how much they relax. And they can watch their eyes and their body movements and see if they're actually going into a deeper relaxed state. So then he'll do or she'll do different tests to see how they're following suggestions. And you'll see the hypnotist excuse some of those off of the stage. You know, he might say, "Oh, thank you for joining us. Open your eyes and please have a seat and enjoy the rest of the show." So those are the ones that are not so easily suggested. So the ones you have left are much fewer number up on stage, but they're the ones that are probably going to give you a good show. Now, in a client-centered environment, that's different. The hypnotherapist and the client sit down, talk about the goals, whatever problems, whatever issues a person's having, and then the hypnotherapist will tailor that session to that person's specific needs. And they'll guide the client into a relaxed state and give them suggestions. And oftentimes that is taped onto a CD or a cassette, and then that tape is given to that person to listen to, because the subconscious works on reinforcement. So the more you listen to it, the more it tends to take effect.
Okay, very good. Now, one is not under a condition of sleep during hypnosis, correct?
No, hypnosis and sleep are different. Hypnosis is that place between wakefulness and sleep. And in fact, we experience this every day. When we're driving, you know, we're just like driving down the road and we realize, oh, we missed an exit back there. When we're listening to the radio, when we are in our mobile devices and playing video games, you know, you walk in front of a kid in front of the video screen and it's like, woohoo, they don't see you. So that's a hypnotic state. If you go to religious services and you have the person who's giving the sermon or the speech, either speaking in a very monotone, level, tone, or just the opposite, a very exaggerated, strong, and kind of resounding voice. All of that bypasses our conscious filters, and the suggestions go straight into our subconscious mind.
Okay. And there can be dangers to, the modern hypnotic states, especially when we talk about looking at our phones or,
Yes.
television is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Computers. I mean, we're of course putting ourselves, sometimes not knowingly, maybe sometimes we are knowing it, we're putting ourselves into sort of a hypnotic state and opening ourselves to marketing and
Yes.
other messages like that maybe we might not normally be as open to.
Some of the best hypnotists are advertisers and marketing folks, because they know how to bypass your subconscious mind. Let's say you're sitting there watching your favorite TV show and you're all in the trance, all see what's going to happen, and boom, they cut off to commercial and they flash that in right at that most vulnerable moment, So I think a lot of times we go around in this society asleep or in a hypnotic state. And there is a lot of negative hypnosis out there that comes in, through advertising and through, many facets, that it's important that we have that awareness, that we wake up to different things and become more conscious about and more observant about what we choose to read and listen to and watch, because that can really impact us.
And one of the things that can help us wake up from some of the negative hypnosis maybe is our own self-hypnosis or our own meditative states that we can get to. How often do you suggest we go through our own practices of self-hypnosis or meditation?
Well, I think ideally if you could sit once a day for 20 or 30 minutes or longer, that would be great. But if we don't have or don't feel like we can devote that much time to it, what I suggest is make it a habit of every day, 3 times a day, just take 10-minute segments, morning, noon, and night, and just sit and breathe and just let your mind clear. That's a real challenge. But allow your mind to clear. And that can take the edge off emotionally if you're going through some stress, or if you've just been giving shocking news, or if you have a mental block because you're at work and you can't figure something out, or in school something you're not quite getting it. So even shorter times more frequently throughout the day can be more powerful and more reinforcing than just a one long session. So
Right.
Either way, whatever works for you, as long as you do it.
So hypnosis and meditation really kind of help us get unstuck then, right? Now, sometimes we're having difficulty getting to that point where we're able to get unstuck from whatever it is that we're stuck in. And we might need something that's a little more involved. And there's other ways to help us relax or relieve stress, if you will.
Yes.
What are some of those?
Well, one of my favorites that I learned a couple of years ago is Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT. And this is where we tap in different acupressure points to help unblock stuck energy. And the energy gets stuck originally because of some kind of negative emotion, negative stress, trauma. And at the same time that you're tapping in a certain sequence on your body, you're also saying certain things. And I learned this from Mary Phelan out here in Northern Virginia. She's on telepathictv.com. And it really is excellent, and I've used this with other people, and they really benefit from it too. It just helps to take that emotional edge off. Now, also, I have practiced Reiki, and Reiki is a form of energetic healing. It was, it came from Japan, but I personally believe that energy is energy, and there are endless people in this world who have, quote, invented or whatnot, and I don't know, to say that there's a pure lineage that you have to do it this way or else it's not the real thing. Look, it's energy, and it's free, and it's here, and we are energy, and it's all around us. Everything is energy. So whatever you call it, we can get out of balance energetically. That can affect our thoughts and emotions, and our thoughts and emotions affect our energy. So when you see a Reiki practitioner, you lay in a comfortable position, fully clothed, and the practitioner will lay their hands in a certain sequence in different areas of your body. And the idea is that that person is channeling the energy through to you, and that practitioner can sometimes pick up on if you have an energy block somewhere, or an imbalance, or maybe just intuitively pick up on things. Depends on that practitioner and how they do it. And at the very least, it's a very relaxing experience. I used to go to Reiki exchanges with other people, and it was just really nice. And then there's yoga, which uses different positions that you get in to help you stretch your body, but it also has a very deep, it's a very deep discipline for your mind as well, and your emotions. And then traditional martial arts also discipline your mind and your body in a way that also promote relaxation. Right. And connection with consciousness.
Wonderful. And those are all great suggestions for kind of recentering yourself and connecting with consciousness, or connecting with God or Mother Earth or your gods or whatever it is that makes you feel spiritually whole.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us on Your Health, Your Way. And in our next session, we're going to be actually talking about our spiritual journeys.
Excellent. Namaste.
You're getting sleepy.